Welcome, welcome, welcome. Everybody's slowly coming in. I hope everybody's doing well tonight. Didn't even get a chance to change. I came straight from the gym. Told my daughter, hurry up and go turn on my computer for me. So she's had to do it so many times because I've ran late that she knows how to set up OBS for me, set up the light, countdown timer, and all that stuff for me. That's how often I'm running late. So appreciate everybody who's here, who farted, what's happening. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Make sure you hit the like button. Give a chance for everybody to get in. Hope everybody's doing well. A lot of news. I actually, while I was sitting at lunch today, was going through some crypto news, and I actually made an agenda. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll talk about that in a second. What's going on? Yeah, I felt that my Tuesday. I'm my own worst critique sometimes. But my last two endeavors on this channel have been piss poor. That's me putting it nice. So y'all see, I'm not only grumpy with some of the projects, I'm also grumpy with my own production sometimes. I've always said I look at some other YouTube channels and I expect better out of myself. I know I will never compete with some of the production value that some of these other guys do, but Tuesday was rough on the live. I told y'all Monday night, I was up till 2:30 a.m. working on that video, the Monday update or weekly update video. I don't even call it Monday update anymore because it's always uploading on Tuesday. But it takes me a good 4 or 5 hours to put that together. Y'all have to watch it one time for an hour and a half. I gotta record it and edit it and then upload it and wait for YouTube to upload it. So I was exhausted Tuesday. I tried doing a live anyway, and I felt all I did was yawn the whole time. I couldn't think. I couldn't really think of anything to talk about. It was kind of slow. And after, I just felt horrible just because I knew that wasn't up to par of what y'all expect. Then I did an AMA video covering the Wingbits deal. This one really isn't my fault, but it still looks like crap. When I do the editing in the program that I use, which is Power Director 365, I watch it after, because I'm editing it and all that stuff like that. It was perfect. YouTube uploads it. Normally, I don't ever go back to look what happens after YouTube. It says it's processing standard definition, then it's processing HD. Then I decide at what point after am I going to release it to the world. And I started getting contacted that the audio's off. I said, what y'all mean the audio's off? So I went back and looked, and sure enough, at least on my computer, the beginning of the video, the audio is on, but as the audio goes on or the video goes on, the audio gets way out of sync towards the end. It's like I couldn't even watch it. I didn't want to re-upload it because some of y'all had made comments on it and stuff like that. I got the views, so I don't want to delete it from YouTube. So I went back on to Cyber Director and looked at the video. Actually, it's on my desktop now because I have a folder for videos. I look at the video that Cyber Director made, and it's fine. A Power Director, whatever it is. When I watch it as a normal video on my computer, it is fine. The audio sync is perfect all the way through. So somehow YouTube, when it processed it, it screwed up the audio. But it still looks bad. People ain't going to know that story. They're going to come and see a live on Tuesday that I was falling asleep on. Wednesday, my video, Wingbits guys deserve better. That's why I've always said I didn't want to do an AMA. Robin has always said he would do an AMA with me if I wanted to do a one-on-one, kind of video with him. It's because of crap like that. Like, look, guys, I know I'm amateur. You look at some of these videos that some of these other guys are doing, I'm amateur hour. And those people are more professional. This project's bigger than that. That they deserve better. And this is just one more reason why I hesitate to do any kind of AMA video questions, whatever you want to call it, with Robin, with Wingbits, or any other projects, because of crap like that. And like the Wingbits video yesterday is not even in my control. So it sucks. Were you playing COD while processing? You caught me. But I will say, but the processing's not on me. Processing's on YouTube. You upload it to YouTube. It takes about 30 minutes, 25 minutes to upload to YouTube, and you can close it out at that point. YouTube is processing it on their end. You can close Chrome out. It doesn't matter. You just can't go in and release it to the wild or anything like that until it's done processing. So if I'm playing Call of Duty or not, that really shouldn't matter. But I will admit that I was playing Call of Duty, but I will also say that every other Monday video or these longer videos like you had last night, again, it takes YouTube, I'll say 30, 20 minutes. Imagine how long the video is. Say 15 minutes to upload. It takes a good 30 to 40 minutes to process. Just to keep my mind from not going crazy, I do play some Call of Duty on my main screen, and on the side screen, I'm watching YouTube's status. Excuse me. But again, that shouldn't matter when I'm doing my computer. As long as Cyber Director or whatever this is that I'm using, Power Director, whatever, that file, when you watch that file, it's perfect. That's what I would be concerned with if Call of Duty. Plus, dude, I'm using the i9 processor, top end i9 processor with a 4070 Ti video card. The processing doesn't take long at all. That i9, between the i9, the RAM I have on here, and the GPU, it doesn't even skip a beat. Hey, Lars, what's happening, man? Grumpy looks jacked. Apparently, you didn't see that photo that Who Fought It made earlier. Guys, I've been going to the gym for 3 weeks. Killing myself. And last week I had T-Rex arms where, if for the guys who go in the gym, and I haven't been in the gym in like 6 months because of my stomach issues, and I had to have surgery and stuff like that, then waiting to get released. And like, you can't even extend your arms all the way out because your arms are hurting so bad because you're hitting weights again and stuff. I felt like T-Rex. But I'm doing cardio, then some weights, then cardio again, then trying to get, steps and stuff like that also. I gained 3 pounds. When I tell you, y'all almost had a video of a scale going through a window 2 days ago, I'm like, I've cut my diet down, busted my butt in the gym. It sucks getting old. Back when you were 25, you're like, look, I'll skip 3 meals this week, and I lost 12 pounds. Now, if I breathe in too heavy, I've gained 2 pounds. Sucks getting old. So, news, man. They got some news going on. I don't know where I want to start at. I do have, for those who asked, a video coming on moving Demo to Solana wallet because I want to do the same thing. Was it GeoNet? I don't know. My notes all messed up. I got something coming in on Natix too. I want to do something on Natix covering that, just showing you how messed up I am. Another thing I've been watching very carefully is, for those, I know there's several of us working with EarnApp, along with Pawns, along with Honey Gain and that kind of stuff like that. And we all know that we took a pretty decent cut in rates or rewards on EarnApp. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you, here's another project I'm probably gonna have to owe apology to. While I wasn't technically wrong, EarnApp, you're still making almost half the rewards you're making before. Even at half the rewards, I'm still doing like triple what I've done with the other two projects. I've been watching every 24 hours, going every day exactly at 4 o'clock and going and check my rewards for EarnApp, my rewards for Honey Gain, and my rewards for Pawns. I have the same amount of devices on all three services. And Pawns, on EarnApp, I'm making like $2 a day, where Honey Gain, I'm making about 75 cents a day. EarnApp, I'm making like 25 cents a day, if that. And yet they're all running on the same identical devices, so it has the same internet. It's weird. So this is why I tell you, even if we get pissed off at projects, I'm not quitting them. But EarnApp is still above and beyond. You know, and that's if you don't do any of the polls. I'm too busy to sit here and do all these polls and voting and stuff like that. But if you do them polls, some of them polls, you make $1 or $2 on those polls. You know, especially the longer ones. It just seems like whenever they do the criteria, look, I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. Y'all know, look, I love all my people, male, female, or whatever else you want to be. And I don't care what race y'all. Y'all know I love all y'all, help all y'all. But I'm just gonna call it like it is. These polls, when you put that you're a white male, sorry, we're not interested. When I put that I'm the age I'm at, sorry, we're not interested. You know, it seems like they want, you know, whether it's minority, you know, or Hispanic based, or different part of the world, different part of the country. You put what your salary is, the extra first, what's your salary before taxes, with your spouse or whatever, your household. You put that in there. Sorry, you're not eligible. What, I gotta be a poor person living on the street or something like? So while I have tried to do the polls on Pawns, EarnApp, or whatever it is, when I do have a little bit of time, I'm sitting there at lunch. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna do one of these $2 polls. It says it's gonna be like 15 minutes. I got time to wait for lunch. I'm gonna do one of these $2, $3 polls. I'm not eligible. So I don't know what the criteria is. Tell me if y'all have tried to do polls where y'all are at for EarnApp or for Pawns or something like that. Y'all let me know. But it has not been successful, at least for me. So I'm trying to see what Pawns has right now. So they have a 39 cents. Some of the surveys ain't worth it. It's a medium time, which means it's going to be several minutes for 39 cents. I don't think so. Some of them are short for 7 cents or 11 cents. Hey, that's more than we making in some crypto projects, you know? Big Papa, I have to agree. I've been trying to tell people what has benefited me with EarnApp is EarnApp runs smoothly. And that's the key word, smoothly, on my Wingbits DIY devices. Whether they're on a third party, and I know some of y'all are using Crank, I'm using BitHarvest, but on both those projects, they're working flawlessly. But also just on my Wingbits devices that all it has is just Ubuntu or Debian OS on it, it's running smoothly. Now the other ones, like Honey Gain and Pawns or whatever it is, and there's another one, you know, you have to run a Docker. And if you close the SSH screen, the Docker closes, so you have to run screen. And then you can close it, and it's just pain in the butt. And every 2 days, it seems like you have to restart it. Where EarnApp, you don't really have issues. I got to restart devices maybe once a week, but I have a cron job on all of my devices that are not on third party. all of my Wingbits devices, I have a cron job that automatically reboots a device every 3 days. If it's a more troublesome device, I might do it daily at 4 a.m. or every 2 days at 4 a.m. And when I started doing that well over a year ago, I will, knock on wood, 99% of my problems went away. 99%. I would get these devices that would lock up, and I would have to go drive an hour to a host location. I say host location like a building rooftop. So there was nobody there to reboot it. You know, people always say, man, you need smart plugs. Some of these rooftops where I'm at, I'm getting hosted at, don't have Wi-Fi. So if you don't have Wi-Fi, you're not getting a smart plug. At least majority of them. I'm sure they have some out there that are Ethernet, but I'm not paying for those. When I started running a cron job, and I did a video on this a long time ago, every 2 days, every 3 days at 4 a.m. automatically reboots, I find it much smoother. And that's why I'm doing so well in pawns. You know, I cleaned pawns out 2 weeks ago. I need some flash money to send to my son. I'm back up to $50 already. $50 in 2 weeks. So pawns has been very good to me still. If y'all are interested in any of these projects, look down below in the description. I have my code there. Not only does it help me out a little bit, of course, but it does help y'all out also because y'all start off with a bonus. So check them out. You know, they do pretty good. So Big Papa says he don't get polls either. Brother, I don't know what it is then. I don't know who they're looking for. But I'm telling you right now, I was at lunch today. I was at a restaurant that I know, but a little deli type thing. But I know that they were kind of busy. I knew it was going to take a little bit of food. I'm like, hey, let me see if I can do a poll so I can tell the guys today how much we're making, like on this live. And I'm telling you, I tried 3 polls. As soon as I put my demographics in it, all 3 of them. Sorry, we're not interested. Oh, you're not what they're looking for. You're not looking for. Like, I don't know what they're looking for then. One of them was when I put that I was a Caucasian but non-Hispanic, boom, it booted me out. Caucasian, it said, what's your ethnicity? I put non-Hispanic, we're not looking for you. The other one, as soon as I put that was Caucasian, you know, or white, someone asked white, somebody asked Caucasian, booted me out. The other one was the salary deal. We're not looking for it. I don't. So I don't know. You're saying it didn't look for you? I don't know. I don't know. Blair Harris, what's happening, man? What's happening? So, what's the go with Wingbits? I don't know what's going on with the collect rewards button. Elias asked about the rewards collections and stuff like that. I haven't really been in Discord this afternoon. I'm working on a camera at work that we need where some people are dumping like 30 and 40 tires on somebody's private property and stuff. So I've been tasked to come up with a solar panel crime camera that can do infrared stuff at night and all this crazy stuff like that. And getting a battery that's not way too big to give me a hernia when I'm putting it on the pole on top of the solar, but the solar's got to keep it up. I have been like dealing with that the whole time. You know, since you want to ask me about Wingbits, I'm gonna go ahead and jump my agenda and go to Wingbits. Several of y'all, including somebody who's in this chat, I don't want to call them out, paid attention to the Wingbits AMA that they had and my video and my Discord. If y'all not on my Discord, make sure y'all join my Discord. Wingbits has a very big announcement coming Saturday. I have used I don't want to make no jokes. Some people get offended. I can't even joke. I don't want to joke about waterboarding or anything like that. Let's just say, you know, I pressured some people to give me a little bit of info. All I've been told is that it is not any type of announcement about TGE. But I'm told that we will be equally excited when we hear what it is. But it's not a TGE date or, hey, we're going to TGE in 5 minutes or nothing like that. But I have no idea what it's about. I said, hey, is it about a collaboration? No comment. Hey, is it about a new device? No comment. Is it about, you know, I gave them like 5 different options. No comment. I said, can you just at least tell me, is it a TGE announcement? And they said, you know, basically no. Of course, I'm not going to tell you who that is or anything like that because I have multiple sources now Now that several, they keep expanding that team, and that is a positive thing about that project. You keep hearing about they actually hired devs. Some are guys who are already in the Discord, who have been in the Discord for some time. So you don't know who it is now, because we've been talking back and forth. I've been in this project since 2023. Axie's too busy for me nowadays. He's a bigwig or something. But I did do that video yesterday. If y'all could follow along with it, at least, or with the sound issue. But listen, I'm getting excited for Wingbits. Even I don't know if y'all ever saw those yard signs or something like that. I want to do a yard sign. If y'all ever seen everybody around my town does these yard signs for like birthdays and stuff like that. So, or like happy anniversary, happy graduation, happy, some of them get crazy drastic. I'm trying to find some decent photos for y'all. So yeah, something like, something like this. So I might end up divorced. Y'all know I want to do a huge deal when we do Wingbits TGE. I keep talking about having dancing girls and balloons and party hats and pizza party and all the stuff like that when we go finally TGE for mainnet. So now I want to see about like a congratulations. I don't know what I'm gonna put. And my neighbors are gonna flip out because they're gonna have no idea what it when it says we're on mainnet, woohoo, or something still. Welcome to TGE Wingbits. I was like, I see how much this stupid stuff cost. I'm not getting rewards yet for Wingbits, but I don't know, dude. I saw this when I was going down my street the other day. Somebody had a like happy 16th birthday to John or something. I don't know, and I'm like, I bet these people would flip out. First of all, I think y'all on Discord and my YouTube, y'all would flip the hell out because y'all figure out how crazy my ass is. But not only that, my neighbors are going to flip out when it ain't happy anniversary, it ain't happy birthday, it's happy TGE Wingbits. So who knows? Hey, y'all know me. I'm desperate for money because I'm poor as hell. My son's called me every day from college right now. He needs money. He got a girlfriend, and now he wants to take her out. I'm like, brother, you ain't got a job, so unless your girlfriend likes ramen noodles, you're gonna find out real quick how much she's into you. When she finds out how broke you are, young love, I might have to do a fundraiser for a Wingbit sign in front of my house. People are advertising. Like, hey, listen, who far did you and me disagree on some things? We buddies. I consider us buddies. We disagree on some things, and we agree on some things. I'm kind of with you. I would not advertise. Let me tell you, we also in a small knit community. So you go up and down the street, kind of who has kids, who don't have kids, something like that. But like I was always told, you don't put your kids' names or any family members' names on your front yard, because majority of the time they know your last name. You go down the street and you can find, you find some names. Now you know their address. It's like, please hack me. But I will say this. Not that I know this or not, but if you have somebody's name and kind of what street or town they live in, you'd be surprised what you can find on Google searches. So that's, neither here or there. But you're right, because now you have the girl's name or the guy's name. You have their birth date because today it says happy 16th birthday. So me who fails college math, I'll have to use my computer. But you're right. Like, I know we're getting off the non-crypto stuff, guys. I'm sorry. I see people leaving on the watching now, but I agree with you. Like, I'm old school, man. I would never do that. That's just me. I should put a sign that says King of the Bay. You mean Godfather of the Gulf? Oh, I got the wrong hat on. Is D Vasolino here? D Vasolino, bro, I need a hat. This hat needs to be put out to the pasture. I'm surprised y'all can't smell this hat. I wore it a couple of times to the hunting lease when I was doing work days. It was 95 degrees. you know, because I'm doing videos for my hunting outdoor channel. So I'm wearing this hat, and this hat reeks, brother. It reeks. That's all I can tell you. But Levi's Lino's been having a lot of things going on right now. Been very, very busy. That's why we don't see him that much in the Discord and stuff. But I'm holding out. I need a hat. I need a fatter shirt. I need to get my Wingbit stuff ready, man. For what he said. Although I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to. I'm not. I told y'all I'm not mentioning what they said in the AMA because I've been burned too many times. But guys, let me tell you, if for those who watched or listened to Wingbits AMA, was it yesterday? Tell me how y'all feel. I'm gonna tell you, there was part of me that almost said at first, this is a nothing burner. The first 15, 20 minutes. Look, and I love Action to Death. The dude's helped me out a lot. I know we chit chat a lot. The dude, he's probably in here lurking right now because we talked earlier about me doing a live tonight. So he's helped me out a lot. But, you know, he went over some changelog stuff because some people don't go to Discord. Some people hate Discord, stuff like that. So I'm like, yeah, we kind of know this already. Yeah, we kind of know this already. But when you listen to Robin, listen, I know, guys, I'm a cheerleader. I'll sit here in 5 minutes. I'm going to talk so bad about the grass cheerleaders, I'm going to get in trouble. So I'm a Wingbits cheerleader, but I'm not a Wingbits cheerleader because y'all know I'll also critique them. But I'm saying, but when you listen to Robin and you hear how they're busting their ass and the stuff they're doing, and they're willing to take heat for not going to TGE, if they think postponing TGE for another 2 weeks to get the contract signed or a potential customer, they're willing to take heat and get the ass whipped from us when for the betterment of the project, for the betterment of us. I've told you before how I've had people in that project, again, not actually other people who told me that the dude is more concerned with how we are rewarded because the whole project 2 years ago was based on the fact that I was involved, and I know some of y'all were, involved with FlightAware and ADSB Exchange and stuff years ago. And we didn't get rewarded for that. Then Radar Box or whoever it is, ADSB Exchange, turned around and sold our data that we given to them for a hobby for free. And they're selling it, making it money. And he said he knew the valuation of those companies. Recently, a company was purchased. The valuation was $500 million. And he said, but those people who are providing the information deserve to be compensated also. I listen to that dude talk, and I just, maybe I'm getting car sailed. Y'all tell me how y'all feel. They can't control the HiFix stuff. I know people in the Discord, and I try to remain neutral as much as I can, but people want to attack Wingbits for what's going on with HiFix stations. I understand. The HiFix station has a W on it, or whatever it has on it. I understand. It, the buck stops with them because they're, whatever. They said, HiFix, y'all develop the stations, y'all distribute the stations. We don't want nothing to do it. We just need stations. But I just listen to the guy and I feel like they're busting their ass. They're expanding. They're talking about all this stuff. They got new changes all the time. Y'all tell me if y'all feel kind of the same thing. I think you know too much because you have way too heavy. Don't listen. Y'all know me. And if y'all are new here, I just got, some new subscribers. My subscriber numbers are coming back up. I've been posting more and that kind of stuff like that. The people who are new here might not know this, but y'all know me. I don't lie. Because I find once you get caught in a lie, especially in this YouTube, social media, whatever it is like that, and that word gets spread out, I'm done. Some YouTubers never, even though Wendy O, the queen of clickbait, the queen princess herself of clickbait, can do clickbait every video and she recovers. But, I don't look like her. So, but I hope she shows up to the mining conference in Dallas because I want a picture with her so bad, just so I can say to all y'all, I met the queen of clickbait. I swear to God, I am going to put that, the queen of clickbait. But anyway, what I'm told is that this weekend's announcement will be just as exciting as if it was a TG announcement. Now, it could be a nothing burner, but I trust this person. Now, again, he won't tell me if it's a collaboration. He won't tell me if it's devices coming from a different manufacturer. I don't see it being that, just because I think we would have got a little wind of that from somewhere. So I'm very, very curious And I'm told it's something that's going to benefit us in the long run. So I'm happy. I'm just happy because I really do feel that as time goes on, we are closer to TGE. Whether it's 4 to 6 weeks, which is what, October 18th. I really need TGE before hunting season. I need to go hunting. And times are tight. You know, we talked about in the video that you're getting your 5% unlocked in the beginning. Again, guys, I have over 1 million tokens. 5%'s a lot. I'm not planning on cashing them out. Am I gonna sit and lie to y'all? No, I don't lie to y'all. Am I gonna sit and tell you I'm not cashing any out? No, I'm not telling you that, because I have a lot of money invested in 15+ stations. But I'm hoping they got staking with some very good rates, because I wonder if that's what it is. Remember, September 18th, 7:35 p.m. Central Time, Grumpy called it staking. I'm wondering. Because we asked about staking before, and then he said they're going to do something about it. We got all excited, and then he said, calm down, you don't know what the details are going to be yet, which kind of like, I might have to put my metallic, one day I'm going to make a freaking aluminum foil conspiracy hat. But maybe that means they were already working on it. But I want staking. I want staking with some good percentages, because I have a crap load of tokens, and I would love to be able to stake them on Wingbits. I would love to be able to stake them on Wingbits. Listen, y'all can hate Sword Chain all y'all want, but Sword Chain's got 60-something% staking. I'm making 505 Sword Chain tokens per day right now. I don't know what the hell's going on with Sword Chain with the camera. I don't see my rewards coming from that. I asked yesterday in the Discord about that, and nobody's answered me on Sword Chain. The Discords are on vacation. I mean, the admins or whatever are on vacation. Is it staking? I know there's one or two of y'all that don't care for staking. I love staking because I think for a project, it shows investors. This is at least what I've always been told for years. Staking looks good for investors because it's like a solidarity. That's one of the good things about Cardano was that like a 1.70 plus was a Solana. One of them, 70+% of the tokens were staked. So that they couldn't get dumped. Even in an emergency, they couldn't get dumped. So I don't know. I'm wondering. I don't remember them mentioning staking during the AMA. Nobody asked, though. Nobody asked. And so maybe it was a big announcement. Maybe they didn't want to say anything. Again, guys, this is me just pulling this out of my left ear. Who knows? Why do you need to go hunting? What's cheaper, steak or shrimp? My patience. If you're not a hunter, you don't understand. Part of it is, being one with nature. It ain't that. But I'm telling y'all right now, I have a personal phone. I have a work phone. When I go hunting in Missouri, the personal phone kind of works. The work phone is off. And when you're sitting in the woods and all you hear is a squirrel way over here messing with something, or you hear some raccoon crack or deer crack a twig or something over there, and you're sitting there listening, that is the best natural blood pressure medication and anxiety medicine that God has ever created. You're sitting in the woods watching a sunrise come up, and you're grateful for everything. You're watching the sun go down. When you're in the middle of the woods and you come out by your vehicle, there's not a street light anywhere around. Me as a space star kind of geek, I take pictures. My daughter also is, because you will see more stars than you have ever seen in your life. And it's not just about killing animals. For me, at least, part of it is that also. Part of it is I'm working on 17 different projects at work. They're all 43% completed, because as soon as you kind of get dealing with this one, then some other emergency comes in the door that needs something fixed now. Their computer don't work. This server's going down. We have a Dell server right now that has all this stuff on it. We had one hard drive failed 2 days ago. Now we fixed that one. Now we got another hard drive failure, and the damn server's not even 2 years old. It's stuff like that. Oh, you stop at proprietary hardware. It takes away from the first layer, DEPIN, decentralization. I disagree. Part of it to me, decentralization is the blockchain it's on, who controls it, and stuff like that. You know, I've said this many times, and it might even be on Grumpy's rules, or if not, it should be Grumpy's rules. Grumpy's rule number 11. Let's see. Maybe if I show you on the right screen. When's the last time y'all saw Grumpy's rules of crypto? Number 11. People want decentralized until decentralized stuff happens. Because when people start hacking stuff or some other goofy thing happens, all of a sudden people want something done about it. If you have an issue with what Haktua supposedly did, or what there was somebody else we talked about on live like 3 weeks ago, then you're not for decentralized, because technically it's decentralized. And I've always said the more and more retail adoption we had and more adoption we have into more people, the less decentralized we can be. And that's one reason why they wanted to start some types of regulation. Now, just for the record, I've told you many times, I don't think Haktua girl can tell the difference between a 2x4 and a steel beam. And if you think she had anything to do with that rug pull, you're fooling yourself. You're just looking for somebody, a scapegoat to blame. She's a moron. But that's just how I feel about decentralized. For project sanity, sometimes I think they have to have proprietary devices, because it makes the R&D way better when you're trying to come up with software for it and stuff like that. And I think that's also what part of Wingbits. And again, I don't know this for a fact, but you know, I might have had a Pi with Raspberry Pi version whatever on it. You might have had a La Potato. Somebody else might have had an Orange Pi or some other brand. Somebody might have had a Rock Pi, which is a complete piece of crap. But there was little tweaks or differences on some certain things that, you know, I had a hell of an issue with Rock Pies when I was trying to put. I have a DIY station down right now because for some reason GeoSign doesn't want to show up anymore, and we remoted into it. I even had the team remote into it, and it's something wrong with the OS. I gotta go burn a whole new OS on it. It's that kind of stuff, where majority of the time with proprietary devices, you just have to worry about one software package, one firmware package, easy to troubleshoot because it's all, you know, that kind of stuff. At least that's what they should offer better rewards for running their hardware. Those are Musk satellites. Nah, you could see the Musk satellites when you're looking at a star and that star's not moving, and all of a sudden you see this little shiny little thing going across, and another one going across. That's the little CubeSats. That's little CubeSats. Who fought it? I don't know. You know, actually, one of them guys can tell you what it is, because you have people who are getting replacements. Some of those replacements have failed. Some haven't. So people are getting replacements. Maybe it's the sheer number. Maybe it was waiting for them to get those adapters, static ESD adapters that are, you know, yeah, I told y'all my 2 cents on that. I don't want to rehash my whole video yesterday. I told you my 2 thoughts on that. But, you know, so make sure y'all press like if y'all haven't pressed like yet. Help me out. So we're gonna switch off Wingbits for a minute, unless y'all want to keep talking. We talk about whatever y'all want. As long as people still sticking around and y'all pressing the like button, we've done this for 3 hours before. So y'all keep talking, I'll keep talking. Y'all know that. But Chirp KAGE finally had their Kronos Beacons project start. Too much fanfare, and it's going over like a lead balloon. I know several of y'all in my Discord brought up that y'all were looking into doing it. There are several different premium packages or radius packages or whatever they want to call them of what you can do. And basically it's like Pokemon for KAGE. Any of y'all familiar with, if y'all kids did Pokemon, or hell, some of y'all might be young enough that y'all did Pokemon. I did it with my kids when we used to go on the beach. You'd be surprised how many Pokemon like to hang around the beach. And my kids, when they were younger, had a freaking thrill about it. They had battles and all kind of stuff like that. But basically, that's what it is. But Chirp KAGE started where you basically will drive around, ride around like, hey, this is their way of getting you to scan more networks, which I still question. Why does an IoT project put so much effort into that? Shouldn't it be more effort into the IoT network? I question that, and I've told you that several times. But basically, you have different boosters that you can do, different scanners that you can pay for. The basic scanner, I don't know what the basic scanner is. A scout scanner that you pay a little bit of money for. You will then find a beacon, or it will search within 1 kilometer of your radius. A range scanner will do 5 kilometers of your radius. Or you can do a sentinel scanner, which is 10 kilometers of your radius. And you can do these for 1 month. Basically, the length of your the epoch, or whatever it is. You can also do a premium pass, which gives you a bonus if you have the premium pass. That one lasts a little bit longer. That one is going to last me till October 29th. So what I have found is, so as you're driving around, I'm planning on doing a full video on this. I just haven't had a chance yet. But as you're driving around, you now see this little scanner deal. It says my church. Now listen, and I like to try out things for y'all so I can tell y'all and report back to y'all. I am staking all of my Chirp. I've had a Chirp Blackbird for, I don't know, maybe a year now. So I have a good chunk of change in Chirp. I'm staking all of it. I claim it because when you make Chirp, they hold it for like weeks before you can claim it. And then they give you a little nibble every now and then, whatever. So I had, when I claimed it yesterday, for the other day it was, I had over 500 Chirp just in rewards from staking. So I looked at it as, hey, I can get these scanners, try them out for y'all, but it's technically not really money out of my pocket. I wouldn't have paid for them. But since I had this as Chirp staking rewards, I tried them out. It might have been $20 worth for both of these boosters or something like that. See if I can find something. But I'm going to tell you this. If you look at the map, New Orleans area, Baton Rouge area of Louisiana does not have any kind of beacons as far as a little dot on the map. Even like Texas has one that says low quantity. However, when you sign up for these beacons, it does ask you, what city are you mainly planning on scanning these in? And of course, I put my work city because that's where I do majority of my driving and that kind of stuff like that. My hope is that, hey, they at least say, hey, this guy purchased these 2 packages and he works in this certain town of Louisiana. Let's throw one in there. And then if he is driving like he's saying he's driving, he should find it. That's my hope. So far, it's not worked at that. I wanted to show y'all the maps. This is the New Orleans area. So, I'm paying for a 10-kilometer. This is the New Orleans International Airport. I drove on this state highway right here. Took an extra lunch yesterday, longer lunch, and just stayed a little bit extra at work. But anyway, for miles, this was 30 or 40 miles into New Orleans. So if you want to go and measure the distance, it's a 10 kilometers. So, it's about this kind of circle, because a radius should be 5 feet to one side, or 5 kilometers one side, 5 kilometers the other side, for a 10-kilometer radius, correct? That's what I'm thinking. So that means when I was right here, I was basically scanning this whole area of New Orleans. This is downtown New Orleans and everything across the river, West Bank and stuff like that. And there was nothing. You know, I think if they want people to get involved in this beacon thing, they're going to have to. Now, another thing I question is, of course, in 30 hours, you already have people that have 9 million tokens. But it's not all from scanning anymore. Those who are familiar with Chirp KAGE, you get all this stuff from scanning. You can't even leave your phone on scan anymore. Why is your scanning? It's after a certain point, it turns it off. So while I was sitting on my desk and I was scanning, or if I leave it in my car at certain points, if I'm by a busy parking lot, if you left it for 2 or 3 hours, you came back and it was off. It doesn't scan anymore. So in one part, when you read about this new thing, it makes it sound like it's not even worth doing scanning anymore. And then when you read it somewhere else, it does sound like it's worth it. So I'm still scanning. And I'll see what happens. The first 6 beacons. So you telling me there's only been 6 beacons? This was at 5:30 this morning. Karachi, Kuala, Lisbon, Varna, Osaka, and Izmir. Is this really where? Shut the front door. They pushed everybody to buy these. This is the kind of stuff that ooh. So this is what I was talking about with the map. And as you can see where my map is, there's nothing in New Orleans at all. They got well, this is a red here. Not an orange, no, a purple. So it's a medium low concentration of beacons with chirp tokens. Dallas. And then the rest is data, chips, beacons, low concentration of beacons with chirp tokens, which I'm still supposedly in that radius. So if there was at least one in the whole New Orleans area or halfway to Baton Rouge, I would scan for it. I would see it because I'm halfway to Baton Rouge when I drive home. I'm not getting it. So I am questioning this. This is the scanner thing I was telling y'all about. So, Jay Styles asked what we're supposed to see. So supposedly what happens is as you're driving around, if you get within, like me, 10 kilometers, the little radar would then show up a certain direction. Green this way, green this way, and it'll start beeping. Beep, beep, beep. It's a radar. And eventually when you get really, really close, it will then switch to your camera through the app. We call it AR or something like that. And you will then, let's see if I can find some pictures because they had people who were showing pictures. And it will show you the little beacon thing, the little rectangle looking beaker thing. And then you stay close enough to it, then you can claim it. And see how it pops up to the AR mode like this? This guy's at 0 meters. But this guy's within 61 meters of one. So that's what the radar looks like, and then it starts beeping. But this is the problem. This guy's standing in the road. They've had several. Apparently, they just anonymously drop these things randomly using. I don't think they even used a map because you have a lot of people complaining that. I'm trying to find it. One guy would have had to jump into a sewage canal to get to it. The other guy would have to go on a farm for private property, or somebody's building for private property, which you can't do that. Like I said, one was in some major highway or something like that. So there are, and I know some people commented on my Discord, put under the chirp section, about this same thing. And he saw some kind of, I don't know where he got the stat from. Basically, like, you had a 50-50 chance that this thing was somewhere that, you know, I'm trying to find a one that was next to the canal or something like that. That, like, you're supposed to jump in a canal for it, like, so. And then not only that, but I'm gonna tell you, the Chirp KAGE app itself, the first one we did, the first month, Epoch, whatever you did, had some pretty dang good rewards. Again, it's like the demo game. Let's lure everybody in. The second and third one, the fourth one, whatever, it's been crap. They finished the fifth season. I hadn't even seen those rewards yet. I don't, I don't know what's going on with that, but it's Pokemon Go with Chirp KAGE beacons instead. Asking for lawsuits or asking for ass whippings. Can you imagine going outside? We talk about 16-year-old daughters and stuff. You go in your backyard and got some guy with his phone looking for a beacon on private property. Dude, around here, they call the police on you after they're done with you to come pick you up. I don't know where y'all live at private property is, but especially if there's a fence. One guy's talking about he would have to hop a fence. You hop a fence, the dog don't get you first. God bless you, will get you next. So that's what a lot of complaints I've seen online were for, hey, y'all need to revamp this. And before y'all just anonymously or randomly drop these beacons on maps, you'll need to check where y'all dropping them at. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. I watched a little bit of Wendy O today at lunchtime. Supposedly, they're talking about XRP. There was a XRP with ADA Doge type of ETF, pass spot ETF. I told my 2 cents on it was let's see if I can find something. I saw an article on it earlier. Of course, I can't find it now. Yeah, I know I hold a lot of ADA. I've something I've held on to for years. I don't really DCA into it. I feel like I had enough. But if it goes back up to $3 or $4, I wish I had more. But they've been talking for a while about an ETF for XRP, Solana, Cardano. Solana had some pretty good price action. You'll know I'm not really a fan of XRP, but I do hold some. I just don't like the whole XRP army with their gang mentality. And if you don't agree that it's going to $10 or $100, they want to attack you. But I've told y'all, if it's under $3, I think it's a good buy-in for XRP. Solana, I've been telling you, getting Solana, $125, $130, $140. It just hit $250. So that's good. Cardano was $3 on with all-time high, 3 something. It was down to like 35, 40 cents at one point, and I was buying it up. You didn't really see this huge thing with XRP, and you got people on Twitter calling them out. Like, what happened to y'all said? Now, guys, I'm not stupid. It's gonna take a little bit longer than 5 hours for XRP to go crazy, but I just think it's kind of funny that everybody's like, ETF's coming, and when ETF comes, we going to the moon, and they went the opposite direction. I know Solana liquidated a whole bunch of shorts when it hit the $250 thing. So, hey, congratulations, these projects. Y'all know me. I'm negative about everything in life, and I find it's because I'm based in reality. I've read enough articles, and I've told y'all this in the past, that the more ETFs that come out, the less of an effect it's going to have when you try to compare it to Bitcoin. Bitcoin, there's no secret, was a huge catalyst on getting that price to where it is now, that ETF. Ethereum had somewhat of effect. But the more that come out, you're not going to see that because there's only so much money that can go into these things. At least that's what these financial articles that I read said. Again, it's not financial advice because they don't have to stake their reputation on it. But I just thought I'd bring it up that this did get approved. Wendy was talking about it today. And also, XRP and Cardano have some big collaboration thing they're doing on something. And I caught it at the end. I've been trying to search for it. I ain't found it. But more ETFs, bringing more retail in, bringing more people in, more average mom and pop buyers in. I think it's a quality thing. I think it's a great thing for crypto. And that's why I've always said on this channel, we got to take these gang hats off and the gang signs off. The gang signs meaning XRP and Cardano and Doge and stuff like that. And remember, this is why we also said we need to support XRP in its battle against the SEC. It's because it's going to benefit crypto as a whole and to get more adoption. So we have to be positive for all this stuff. And that's why I bring it up. Well, I think the problem, this is strictly my 2 cents, and I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I don't see them doing a stable coin because it's for investment with stock purposes. You can't invest in a stable coin because it's always going to be $1. Unless it's Luna or something like that. But, or whatever the stable coin of Luna was. They are fighting against doing a CBDC or anything like that, a electronic dollar, digital dollar. So you can't have SEC and Congress fighting against a digital dollar, then go approve a digital dollar stable coin. At least that's my 2 cents. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not an investor. I don't know nothing about ETFs. But that's how I look at it is ETFs are so that you're, the mom and pop who does not know anything about crypto. My parents don't know anything about crypto. They probably heard about Bitcoin, maybe from hearing me talk about it, me and my sister talking about it at Thanksgiving or the news. They don't know nothing else. But they have a stockbroker, financial guy they go through. Now they can say, hey, I want some of this Bitcoin, and they can go through their stockbroker and that kind of stuff to deal with it. Makes it available for them. And then, it's like a stock if it goes up or down, where a digital dollar or a stable coin ain't going to do that. Do I believe DEPIN will die off as what? Anthony says XRP winner for sure. Hey, I hold XRP. I hold XRP. I hope it goes up. I'm just realistic. The XRP people who say you don't have to worry about market cap, that's bull smack. Market cap is basic arithmetic. And I know I failed. Can't see my light in the way. I know I failed basic college math. But the price of the token multiplied by the circulating supply is your market cap. There's no way of getting around it. When you look at this, and XRP is number 3 again, but you look at this market cap, I don't want to guesstimate because I know I failed college math. 98, 737 times 2. So just to get to a $9 XRP, $9. It's not 10. They're claiming 10, not to get to 10. Just to get to $9, you would have to be almost what Ethereum is now. And let's be honest, guys, XRP is not going to hit what Ethereum's at now. It's 4. You're basically having to triple everything it's did so far. doubling would be hard. You have to double the amount of volume, you would have to double that volume coming, or the money coming in, just to get to $6. Do I see in a hard, serious alt season, if we ever get a hard, serious alt season like we keep talking about, can I see a $4 XRP? Yes. Yes. Can I see a $5 XRP? It's going to be very hard. That's just me being realistic. Again, I own XRP. I own a bunch of it that was at, back when it was 50, 60 cents. I bought a decent amount of it. I was mining it through some program. I showed y'all that the other day. Nice Hash or one of these projects. I don't remember what it was. You could do a payout in XRP. So I've collected some through that. So I didn't pay for some of the XRP I got. And then back when it was like 275, I was like, you know what? Just in case these people are right and it does go to $5 or $10, maybe I should own a little bit more. But I bought at 2 something. So if it goes to 5, I double my money. That's how I feel about XRP. I'm just realistic about it. Hey, if it goes to 100, it makes a whole bunch of people. But, you know, I have a buddy who is in construction business without talking to me, who sold something and bought 10 grand worth of XRP at like when it was like 315, because he heard all these people at a plant and stuff telling him it's going $100. He's down right now. That's crazy. Crazy. So who farted, I'll bite. For somebody who's in IT like I am and doing the amount of stuff I'm doing, I know I've heard some guys talk about it. I don't know anything about smart glasses, but seeing them get more and more attention, traction, whatever you want to call, I can see somebody. I'm surprised somebody hasn't come out with some type of DEPIN AI glasses. But you know, this kind of goes into the question about like Elias. Like I've told y'all, if y'all watch my video the other day, I'm trying to, not that I'm some big YouTuber, 99% of people next don't know who I am, but I'm still trying to fight, and I'm still trying to argue with some of these people that believe DEPIN is dying, that all DEPIN's a scam. DEPIN's 100% a scam, and all DEPIN is people trying to sell devices, and I'll argue with that all day. Are there some devices that are stupidly overpriced? Polite, you know, it's a piece of plastic with an ESP32, the microphone. You know, some of these devices are stupidly overpriced. Nodes, I'll tell you right now, nodes are stupidly. I have people want me to do videos on nodes. There's part of me, I told y'all, I want to do videos on some things to bring them to y'all, to give y'all attention. But paying for what they want for a node license, hell, at least with Polite Network for a couple of $100, you're getting a piece of plastic to hold in your hand. You know, if I had a piece of plastic right here, you got something to hold in your hand. They want you to buy node licenses for $1,000, not Polite, but some other ones, for $1,000. You're not even getting nothing to hold in your hand. You're just downloading the license and putting it on a server or whatever you're putting it on. And people are buying them. That's the whole thing y'all forget, is that we can sit here and people on X and Tech Hustle can knock all these people all they want. But people are buying them, or they wouldn't be selling them. You know, the thing about this is, how can I tell you I'll go buy a node for $1,000 node license, and you have no idea when it's going to TGE, what the rewards are going to be, or anything else. At least if I had an idea of what the rewards were going to be, and what the price of price of that token is going to be, you could say, hey, yeah, a node is $400 or $600 or $1,000, but hey, you should ROI in 4, 6, or 8 months. But you can't even do that. It's crazy. But what I'm getting at it with the whole DEPIN, do I think all DEPIN died? No. But there is this wave of certain projects that couldn't make it on layer 2 that have moved to layer 3. And because some of us, including me, are itching so bad to catch that next helium. Hey, there's a new project that washes socks. Or I don't know, give me something goofy. You know, where's my back? You know, y'all know I like to fidget. I got ADD. I got like to fidget on back scratcher. My daughter got me back scratcher a while back. So one of my first lives I didn't realize it. And I was sitting here in the middle of live and people all like, man, you got a back scratcher? What is that, back scratcher? So what's a DEPIN back scratcher? We got DEPIN toothbrush, DEPIN back scratcher. Like, I don't know what I've told you before. I don't know what people sitting around a owner's table, a planning table, whatever you want to call it, director's table, and say, you know what we need? We need another weather DEPIN project. I know they got 4 of them out there already, but we can do it different because of this. They know they can't survive on layer 2 because there's so many professional weather services, because I'm in the weather, because I'm in emergency management. There are some professional weather services out there. Like your local weather people, they're not getting everything from NOAA. They're getting some of it from these professional weather people. So on the layer 2 side, they know they can't compete. So they're going to go on the layer 3 side. And us, who's so eager to make sure, to try to get that helium in the bottle again. You'll know my story. I know I have to say it just to say it one time. I made $5,000 in 17 days in helium because I was on the beginning side. So now everybody wants to catch that lightning in the bottle again. But yet you end up with Nadix or Sword Chain or Silencio, where, yeah, we'll give you a little bit, but it ain't worth nothing when you think about it for your time. So there will be a sock washer or a back scratcher DEPIN project that comes out in a month. And some of us will jump all over it, just hoping we can catch that lightning in the bottle one more time. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. You know, Tior says Rover has been great so far, but has it? Listen, I'm a Rover fan. I love the little screen. Makes me feel like I'm Top Gun, and because it has the little line on it with this thing, and I feel like I'm driving a fighter pilot jet. But what I was told in the Discord was, we're not making 1.6 rewards anymore. You're down to like 0.08 or something like that. And if people have been driving, you're getting even less rewards. So now if you go buy a Rover, it's taking close to 200 plus days to ROI. Luckily for me, I have my device already. So I'm just collecting. But I've always worried about what's going to happen with these projects, because you still always have to have new blood coming in. I don't care how successful a project is today. People get bored. People hit the lottery. People just say, I don't want them to do a crypto no more. Device don't quit working. I'm not ordering another one. You always have to have somebody new coming in. Demo is my biggest worry right now. And I've told, not Demo, GeoNet. GeoNet's my biggest worry right now with that. And I've made it no secret. I love the GeoNet project. Love it. It is established. You know, they got all these customers out there, but this yearly halving thing is going to kill them. It's going to kill them. Grumpy's rules number something, you know, just because a project, number 8, project can be a success, but rewards suck for the miners. And mining can be profitable, but the projects suck. I'm very concerned about GeoNet. You're making $2 right now a day. No, yeah, $2 a day. That means if you buy a device right now, again, listen, price can go up, token can go up, token can come down. But right now, it's taking you 350 days to ROI on that device. What happens in 9 months? Got another halving. So now it's going to take you 700 if the price stays the same. Token price stays the same. Even if the token price goes up a little bit, it's going to take you 600 days, 700 days to ROI. But I love the GeoNet project. That is a DEPIN project. They actually will DEPIN, all DEPIN go away? No, because GeoNet's a good project as long as the miners stick around. And I think you still need to always have that new miners coming in. Tell me what y'all think. Guy, listen, I know there was somebody arguing with me about that on, I don't know if it's the Wingbits Discord in my Discord or on the general channel. I have mixed feelings on that. I understand where some of y'all come from, where y'all like, if you don't hurry up and sell quickly, the price is going to go down and you're going to regret it. But listen, I don't mean this ugly to any of y'all. I love all y'all. I'm glad y'all follow me and I'm glad y'all in this live. So do not take this the wrong way. But I've said this before in videos. A lot of these people who are sitting there crying and bitching that, man, this token price is crashing. I told y'all, as soon as this thing goes to mainnet, it was going to crash. I told y'all, it's the same guy who's also on his second monitor going sell, sell, sell. Oh, I made 24 tokens today. Sell. Made 24 tokens tomorrow. Sell. But look at it. The price is failing. So if you support a project and you like the tech, maybe not selling, taking that chance. That's why projects like Chirp or Wingbits, when it comes, are not releasing all their tokens right away, because they know people are like, one guy admitted, when my Wingbits tokens comes, this is what he's saying, not grumpy. He's saying, when my Wingbits tokens come, I'm dumping them. I'm ROI. I'm not doing that. I'm telling you right now, I'm not doing that. Am I going to sell maybe gradually over time? Not every day either. I'm talking about a little chunk here, a little chunk here. Absolutely. I'm telling you that right now. I've never made a secret. You know, if I got to do my little screen that says, you know, I own these tokens and don't bother me if I sell them. But I still think you need to hold on to something. Like all these other projects I'm in that I talk about on Mondays, I haven't sold any of those projects. I mean, tokens, any of them. But I've also told y'all that if we do have this, alt season like we keep talking about having, come starting in December, when Silencio needs to renew all my staking and Sword Chain and Demo and some of these other ones, Grumpy is not restaking those tokens. I'm not getting stuck in a 3-month plus staking. My goal is at the end of the year, if again we're at a decent alt season, is to start sipping profits from that. I'm not dumping them all at one time, but I told y'all, and I've told y'all since day one I've started this channel, we're taking profits. I am not going to watch my Exodus wallet dump 90% again in the next bear market. It is disgusting, and I felt so poor after that. That's why I named originally this channel The Grumpy Poor Dad. And then people got offended. You're not really poor. People that poor, this. That's fine. I took the poor off. So now I'm just a grumpy dad. We will be taking profits. Problem is right now, it ain't worth hardly anything. So there's no reason to take profits. At least that's my opinion. So I'll take the chance and wait for a alt season. Wingbits tokenomics is revolutionary, and I wish I understand them. That is probably my biggest. If you ask me what's my biggest, I don't say regret. My biggest thing I'm upset at myself that I can't explain better or more to people. And I wish it. And I know Axie won't, but Axie's tried to explain it to me. I don't know if Robin can exactly, but I wish even Axie would come on here and explain exactly Wingbits tokenomics, because Wingbits tokenomics is proving that you do not have to have yearly halvings and your tokens will still be safe. You don't have to worry about inflation, deflationary, all that stuff like that. I don't know if they're doing it kind of like a bonus or something like that, and then they're slowly, tearing them off over time. If Axie's here, he can say that. But he explained to me why they're not doing a halving. And it was like mind blowing. Like, why are these other projects, like supposedly they hired, one of the guys they hired, I'm going to say 6 months ago, a little bit longer than that, is a guy who's strictly an expert in tokenomics to figure these kind of things out. And that's when I've said is a project doing yearly halvings. And look, some of my favorite projects have yearly halvings, GeoNet, Entropy. But it's almost lazy. It's almost a lazy thing that they said, you know what, we're just going to have a yearly halving. And to me, you're hurting the people who invested in your project in the beginning. You know, the people who put the time, effort in with these devices, they're getting their profits slashed in half. You look at what we're making now in helium. It's horrible. And that's every 2 year having. But again, I know I'm rambling on, guys. I'm sorry. But I'm gonna say this, and I know they can't change it now. They can't change it now. It would rock investors and stuff like that. I'd love to know. Love to be a fly on the wall at GeoNet headquarters and wondering how many times they say we really kicked ourselves in the ass with yearly halving. Because you don't think about that in the beginning. You don't know how successful your project's going to be. But I'll still say next July, who is going to buy a GeoNet device that's going to take them 700 days to ROI? If the token price stays about the same. Because eventually, you know, if we do have the bear market, it is going to come back down. Who's buying a GeoNet device making $1 a day? Yeah, Grass has a yearly roll. You trying to trigger me, aren't you? Not today. No, I'm not losing my shit over. Look, you made me curse. That shows you how much I curse in real life. My wife wonders all the time how YouTube hasn't canceled me yet for the amount I curse around the house. It's like a, you know, like an adjective or a verb, like the way I curse. Everything is, you know. But anyway, like Samuel Jackson around here. But Grass, how people don't see an issue with a yearly reward. And then the best part is the admins on the Discord are going to argue with me. We don't pay yearly. What are you talking about? We got paid 51 weeks ago or 50 weeks ago. I still want somebody to find out when the first time we got paid from Grass was. One more thing I want to talk about is, for those of y'all who are in it, I know several of y'all are in it. I'm still trying to figure out what the hell it is. So this is going to be a group conversation. SILENCIO had this huge announcement. They're now AI sound for robots. I watched, there's a video you can watch. You go to Twitter and you can get the link and you can watch the video for the SILENCIO announcement with the brothers. And I've also, that's one reason why I like this project is I watched a video about these brothers that they did 2 years ago, who explained, you know, their father's partially deaf, loud sounds and stuff like that, and sound pollution. And I thought it was intriguing. Like, it wasn't just some bunch of, it wasn't a company that came together. It was two brothers who came up with the idea for SILENCIO, and that's why I liked it. They have fell way off the deep end at some point. I can't stand the fact that if you don't watch ads, the rewards are basically worthless. You don't get rewards. I'm sick of seeing I tell you all the time, I'm sick of seeing King Henry or whatever, King George, whatever his name is, get poked in the butt by spikes or fall into the lava. I'm sick of seeing those ads. And then, or you could pay a subscription, which now you're paying them to not see those ads, or they're getting paid through the ads. Like, are y'all that cheap and hurting for money that y'all have to show these cheap ass ads? And then the raffle ticket thing was cool to think about. When they first did it, they think it's the greatest thing in the world. I say BS. When there's 3 people in my chat and me, that's 4 of us, can all go do the same amount of hours total for a month of sound readings, and we all could get 500 or 600,000 raffle tickets, and I might, just follow me, I might get 40,000 SILENCIO tokens. Somebody else can get 50. Somebody else can get 80. And somebody else can get 100,000 tokens. We all did the same amount of work. It ain't working. It's not working. It's not worth it. But not only that, but the people who don't have $1 million stake like I do, getting 700,000 raffle tickets, like my kids who do SILENCIO, or were doing SILENCIO, they were getting like $4 a month. Guy at work who's always outside exercising, doing stuff, runs SILENCIO all the time. His kid plays travel ball. They're always going to some new park and doing SILENCIO readings. Dude, he got $8 last month. He about lost his you know what. But so now SILENCIO has pivoted to their AI for sound or something like that. You know, and but robots, basically they're trying to say that there's a huge market for this. There's only like 1% of the sound market dedicated to AI, or AI robots only getting 1% of the data for sound or something like that. And there's this huge market for it. But I question the accuracy. And I've always questioned about Silencio. Y'all can go right now to a stadium. It's a Thursday night, unless it's where Thursday night football is. Y'all can go to a stadium, local stadium in your town on a Thursday night. Chances are it's empty. If you do a sound rating, what you getting? Quiet, right? Then you go Sunday when y'all playing soccer, football, American or the other football, fake football, and you do a reading. It's going to be extremely loud. But if that's the second time you got it, you're not even getting barely rewarded for the second one. But my point is, there's also been everybody talking about how people were driving around in cars doing sound ratings. So you're getting the sound rating from the car. You see, my point I'm trying to get is, how accurate is it going to be for these robots? I don't know. They're all excited about it. And everybody on X is excited about it. Why am I the only guy that questions it? I don't see nobody else questioning this. Is it just me? Am I that much of an a-hole? Somebody's going to cut that and make a freaking meme out of it. But but then you're not going to be able to use your phone app for that. It's going to a desktop application. So how are you supposed to get sound readings from that? But then there's going to be geofenced areas. So if an AI company needs sounds things from your area, if I'm in South Louisiana and they can't understand Cajun talk, hell, I've been living down here for many, many years, and they got some people I can't understand. But my point is, they will geofence an area of this part of the country, your country, whatever. And somehow this desktop application, I don't know if you can speak to it or do some kind of task or quest or something like that, I think they said. And then that AI company will pay you directly. So we're just not doing Silencio tokens anymore or raffle tickets. This sounds like Demo selling your data. The data companies are going to sell, whoever wants the data is going to buy you from it directly. Yeah, we've seen how that works out. Again, guys, I know I'm negative. But the people are like, oh, this is the greatest thing in the world. This is great. Great steps. Like, you don't know nothing about it. You have no questions at all? Is it just me? Look, I want to see everybody succeed. I don't care if you own XRP, Cardano, Doge. I want to see everybody succeed. Y'all know that. On this channel, I'm trying to get everybody to succeed. But we have to ask questions, don't we? But if you go ask questions on Discord, you get attacked, especially that one. I don't know. And then, so it's on the desktop, and then later at some point it will go to an app, but they're not ready for that yet. I'm just curious what y'all think about Silencio. I know some of y'all are in it. Who fought and went to bed? Hey, listen, if you got early into some of these projects, even like Hive Mapper, I remember watching videos from these guys about Hive Mapper and about Demo. You're right. If you got in early, you did very well. Hive Mapper, Demo, GeoNet, you did very well. Very well. And that was the hope by getting into Silencio and Nadix and Sword Chain, and everybody was buying Sword Chain minis thinking they were going to be the next Demo. Dude, what do you make with that right now? I can go drive 2 hours and make 8-9 cents with that stupid device, and they don't even discuss it now on Sword Chain. So I don't know. I don't know how Silencio is going to work or anything like that. I know since Who Fought It went to bed, we can talk about this now. For those who saw my Twitter earlier, this was being shared, but his hero got a trophy today. Litecoin shared it with a calculator, but there's one that actually shows this is supposed to be a real statue that is on the Capitol because he has passed so many pro crypto. They said the crypto community paid for it. I have to Google it and find out what the truth is. But supposedly there's now a gold Trump statue for gold Trump. Yeah. Hey, he's made some money off crypto. We can't lie about that. But let's be honest, we have ETFs now. That was not even being talked about before, other than for Bitcoin or Ethereum, whatever. So there's been a lot of pro crypto regulation, a lot of clarity crypto regulation, which the last administration didn't even want to speak about. So, hey, we'll I don't know about a statue, but like, how many hours are we giving this before it gets destroyed or defaced, spray painted, torn down? I give it maybe the weekend, before the weekend. I don't know. But anyway, I thought that was thing. I saw that earlier on Wendy O's show. But I saw y'all know I like Tyler on YouTube, and I saw he did a video, and I try to catch his videos as much as I can. But I wanted to see what he did, what he had going on, and y'all ever watch? So I know some of y'all into Call of Duty. Dude, Aaron the Loco. Don't watch him at work because you will spit out your drink laughing so hard. And then people want to know what the hell you're doing at your desk, because the stuff he does, especially his shorts that he does where he's dancing with people and stuff and boxing and stuff like that on Call of Duty. But let me see if I can find Tyler's. And let me tell you something. If I see another video, another thing about I told you so about XRP and ETFs, I'm gonna take a break from YouTube. But Tyler did this video with your whole Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, and that kind of stuff like that. I want to watch this video. I'm probably gonna watch as soon as we get off of this live. I enjoy, because Tyler's videos, maybe I need to take a lesson from him. They're only 15, 16 minutes long, and he gets to the point and he shows the charts and he shows what he's seeing, and that kind of stuff like that. But the dude's hilarious. None as hilarious. He's toned it down a lot. When I started watching him back in like 2018 or whatever it was, he would start with he had all these different nicknames that he called himself and stuff. But again, he's kind of toned it down a little bit. But I watch almost every one of his videos. Like this one's 11 minutes long, but he's cool as hell. But I am going to watch that and see what he's got to say with everything going on. So yeah, and those devices, too many out there. Healing the voice, selling slow. It's overrated. Time will tell, man. Time will tell. I watched too many Terminator movies. The fact that we are so open arms to ChatGPT and AI and stuff after watching Terminator movies, when we've caught them making up their own languages to talk to other AI devices and trying to disconnect them and wouldn't disconnect, like, that's real life stuff that's been happening. And we're still just pushing that envelope as much as we can to set us up for another freaking Terminator. Like, I'm not joking. Like, I know I'm paranoid about certain things. I'm not paranoid. Like, people call me about these paranoid. Did you hear about this alien that shot at? So it's like, shut up, dude. I'm not that paranoid. But So this AI stuff, we pushing this envelope. Now, I'm not going to spend $900 for the AI device to go ask some goofy question to, but AI is the top thing this, this bull season. If we're getting a big bull season, but last bull market, it was gaming, layer 3 gaming, and all these gaming things, all these gaming tokens and stuff like that. Now it's AI, DEPIN. So we'll see. I do agree with some people where, hey, instead of paying $900, if I really think a project might succeed, I might just buy the tokens, especially if I see them dip a certain thing. But I looked into Dabba. I don't remember exactly what my deal was with it. Listen, listen, I'm not scared to tell y'all. I've told y'all this before. I had my son graduate college. I had to get him a vehicle. He's in college now. I'm paying for that stuff. My daughter's a senior in high school, also playing softball. I had surgery before. I got surgery bills rolling in. Listen, times are tight. I'm not, listen, but anybody who thinks we're making less money on YouTube, I literally make on a very, very good video that has a lot of views, which is rare. I might make $4, $4 or $5, maybe. My average videos make me about $1.95. So don't think YouTubers are making all this money. Where I do make a decent, I'll say a decent, couple $100 a here, there, when there's a big project release. Like when Entropy Ashlers first time got, and people bought a whole bunch of them. I didn't do too bad. When Wingbits devices came and went for sale, the first big thing, I did very well. But other than that, like there's like you're not making us money on YouTube. So I don't want nobody to think that, like, my point I'm getting at with all this is I can't go buy all these projects I wish I could go buy. I don't get free stuff from Helium Deploy other than like they sent me a rover. That's what I've had from them. They're like, hey, we're paying you for when people use your code, and it's not even what y'all are saving, nothing like that. My thing about Dabba was that I didn't know how I felt about. I guess I've been burned so many times in crypto. Listen, it seems to be a success now. It seems to be legit. I looked into it when it first came out. We had just got burned by DeFi. Nobody could ever put their hands on devices. And then this DeFi burned us. The original website looked kind of like DeFi, if I remember correctly. They wanted you to buy devices that you would never put in your hands, you would never see. You don't know if they're legitimately doing it or not. And that's why I stayed away from Dabba. And I'm being honest with y'all. That's what happens. When you get burned in projects, you get burned in enough projects, you start being a little more wary and cautious. And what happens is you miss out. Now, I'm not saying it's too late to get in Dabba. I haven't kept up with it. I know there's a lot more people involved in it now. Seems to be a good project. But that's just me being real with y'all. Know I'm real with y'all. That's why y'all say y'all like this channel. I'm being real with y'all. I'm not like some of these YouTubers flaunting to stuff like as if I'm rich and I can do and I'm getting every project, or like some people that Helium Deploy or HiFix sends them all these devices and stuff like that to demo and stuff. I'm not getting that. So, and something like this, I wouldn't get a free Dabba because I don't have it. It wouldn't be here to show you. So I know that that's a very long answer and I apologize, but I just wanted to give you the full explanation. Like, I don't have all this capital. I would love to be able to get all these projects and demo them for y'all. Cause I broke in with this YouTube channel 3 years ago, whatever it was, with how-to stations, how to set up a pod for back then DeFi, then eventually Wingbits, how to set up an antenna the correct way and build a outdoor box. This is how to do this, how to program cron tab, how to do this. So I would love to be able to get my hands on devices and show y'all this is unboxing, this is how to set up and stuff. But I don't have the capital for all this. Like y'all said, some of these projects are stupidly expensive. B13 says I have 5 Dabba hot. What's a Dabba hotspot go for? Or is it different levels? or you're just paying for a router. Basically, they're sending a Linksys router over there, whatever brand it is, and giving internet to people in India. Is that basically what it is? Have they rewarded? Are they TGE, their mainnet? What are y'all making off of it? Or, you know, J Style says Dabba is helium for India, shilled a lot by YouTubers. Well, this is one YouTuber that hasn't shilled it. I just again, I'm not saying it's not legit. I just question when I can't put my hands on something. I just question it a little bit more. But Dabba's not even on here. So Helium Deploy don't even sell it. They do sell Brusho. I'm telling y'all, when I get really tired at night, man, I really want to go brush my teeth. I'm gonna brush it in a couple hours and wake up in the morning anyway. Brush my teeth every morning. Before I do anything, brush my teeth in the morning. But I'm like, man, but if I go brush my teeth right now, I get double the Brusho tokens. And it inspires me to go brush my teeth. I'm not embarrassed to tell that. You know, the other night, 2:30 in the morning, I was exhausted. I take a shower before I go to bed because I can't stand getting in bed dirty. And I take a shower every night before I jump into bed. But I'll tell you right now, sometimes I don't brush my teeth. I'm just lazy. And sometimes I'll floss and not brush my teeth. But anyway, but now I'm like, hey man, I can get my Brusho tokens or oral tokens or whatever they are. Because I realize you brush twice a day, you're getting double the tokens. I didn't realize that. Now, I don't know if you can go brush 5 times a day and get 5 times the tokens. I don't know. I've never tested it before because I am ADD, and brushing my teeth for 2 minutes with that thing is like the longest 2 minutes of my life. But anyway, I know I'm completely fell off the wagon on that one. But I like Brusho. Brusho is like, we all made fun of it, but I think it's cool. And that is a device that is relatively priced with some other electric toothbrushes, because they have toothbrushes that cost way more. I saw some online in one video. I saw the guy said he paid like $300 for his electric toothbrush. Like, what? There better be a supermodel brushing my teeth for me for $300. Jesus Christ. So $200 plus $100 forwarding fee. So is it only purchased through? Well, you can book a call too. So is Dabba mainnet? Can anybody answer me that one, please, first? Is Dabba mainnet? If it is, what kind of rewards are you seeing? And what are those rewards worth? Yeah, this is a lot like helium. So what are these, like Netgear? It's got AC and AX Wi-Fi on it. You're doing pretty good in India. That was an India project. They need us to provide a network. Yeah, we're not marketing that. The bundle. I'm skeptical. That was a good feeling. Very appealing. The fact that they're part of Mexico. No, but soon. Hey, when you look at what some other DEPIN projects cost, $300 ain't breaking the bank. I'm not saying it's cheap. I'm not saying it's for me. I'm just saying there are some worse DEPIN priced projects out there. Are there pictures of them setting these things up in India yet? Bonk and Dabba partnership. Now, Bonk's a meme coin, isn't it? Very interesting. Very interesting. So 20,000 are sold. How many are deployed? This says 14,000 hotspots deployed. Might be something to it. Might be something to it. Might be another one I'm going to say, kick myself in the ass about. Hope y'all got in early. Congratulations to y'all. Looks like it's going to be a legit project. You know, I still wish you could see more pictures of it. But Jay Styles, that's what I was questioning also. But let me tell you, there's just some people out there that when they see collaboration, it just automatically means legit. Doesn't matter if it's a collaboration with Meme, with Sheeb. I'm sure the people who own Bonk are happy. I own Bonk. Not as much as I used to, but I own some. So if they're going to burn and do that stuff like that, it should help the price out. Oh, what else? It's almost 9 o'clock. Wait. To be clear, I have some dabbas, but being realistic, since Mod said many are just installed in people's houses. Never told us that before. You mean like the mods have it in their own house so that they can say not deployed in India so that they can test them and stuff? That'd be interesting. Hey, we'll see. Like I said, if you like the project and don't want to take a chance, you buy the token. You know, I think people forget that aspect with some projects. Like some of these projects, you don't have to go spend crazy money on. You like GeoNet? Don't want to go spend $700. You only want to spend $200 or $300. Then you buy $200 or $300 worth of token. Token price should go back up. It was going up. Ask who fought it. Let's see. You know, GeoNet was up to 21 cents. Down 21 cents. Did Sword Chain still going the wrong way? 95% down. 95. Oh. I still say this was manipulation at its finest, and everybody except me. Everybody fell for it. Bump this price up so everybody is on demo. That everybody's, all these people right here did not renew subscriptions, did not buy subscriptions. Demo says, oh hell, we lost a whole bunch of people. Let's take our lunchbox money. We can't go get no champagne and no wine for the lunch meeting today, and let's go and put it all back into the token. Token price goes up. People admittingly said they saw this token price go up, realized what the rewards were going to be, got subscriptions. Demo said, we solved that problem, and here you go. You're half a penny more or 1 penny more than you were when this whole shenanigan started. That's my 2 cents. I have no way of proving it, but that's just what I feel. Don't call it a comeback. So is this just going up because Solana went up? Oh, man. Everybody's excited about Silencio. Funny how this price started going up before the big announcement, huh? Almost like somebody on the people on the inside knew. That's very interesting on Silencio. But hey, it's up 142% in the month. Tell me if you had that on your bingo cards. I don't know. What else? Anybody else? Anybody else got anything? Good live session. 2 hours. It is still it's 77 degrees right now. 9 o'clock at night with 81% humidity. It is sticky and moist. 90 something degrees today in the middle of September. It's hot. It is hot. For Dabba, the ones you select, they don't say exactly where deployed, just the city. Most are deployed in people's homes, and they confirm. So how can it provide that much access to users? Like it's telling helium LP, but saying everyone can access it basically. But you know, your average modem, your average router, like that Nighthawk looking router that they have, it's normally what, like $100, $200, maybe $300. I don't know what they are. But that's only paying for the router. Somebody's still paying for the data for the ISP. The ISP still has to go run a phone. Like, is it working off cellular? Like some of these Verizon in-house modes and AT&T modems where it is picking up off the cell phone towers? Is it all wireless? It's picking up, like a WISP wireless over the internet. I mean, air type thing, and then it's retransmitting Wi-Fi. Or are they running wire to everybody's house like a modem into a router like that? And I saw someone, this is my 4G, 5G, but somebody still has to pay for that infrastructure. Even if it's using cellular, somebody has to pay for that data. You have these bulk data companies that are selling to ISPs. So the router's just getting you the router that y'all are paying for. I'm curious. I'm just curious. Just speaking out loud. Does anyone have a referral code for Dabba that Odin's son can use? If y'all do, post it up. I don't care. Post it. Help him out. Milkman said he got it. It's a link. Post the link, man. I don't care. We know you're real. What else? Let me see if I have anything else on my notes before we cut out. Basically all I got until I go watch more videos and figure it out. Try to move around some of my Wingbits devices. Trying to work on a host deal for Chug Water. I guess I need to make sure Chug Water's still available while I'm sitting there working host deals. I can't even joke about that. I was gonna say I'd probably be more, for those of y'all who've been here from the beginning, beginning of when I did lives, we always talked about putting a station in Chug Water, Wyoming. I don't know how D Vasilino and them found it, but he always talked about doing a station in Chug Water. Question always is how do you get some old guy who knows about RF but could care less about or couldn't care less about crypto, let alone crypto projects? How do you get him to agree to put a Wingbit station up for you? Tell y'all all the time. Tell y'all all the time. The $1 Million Man. Y'all joke about wrestling. People joke about wrestling being fake. But back in the 80s, majority of y'all weren't born yet. The $1 Million Man taught me a lifelong lesson. One of the most important lessons in my life, in every young man's life. And that lesson was, everybody's got a price. Everybody's got a price. It's one thing if you're willing to pay that price, because it'd be cool to say I finally got a station in Chugwater, but I ain't willing to pay for it either, to a point. I'm willing to split some Wingbits tokens. All my host deals are split tokens. For Chugwater, just to say we finally got Chugwater, I might do a little monthly payment. But I think it could be much, and it probably could be worthwhile to him. But he don't have to pay for nothing. He has to take it. I'll send him the whole thing. He plugs it into his router. I tail scale into it, connect it to his Wi-Fi. Then he can go install it wherever he wants as long as the antenna's outside. How can you pass up that deal? But I'm waiting for him to get back to me. We'll see. Can you see GeoNet on Solana yet? That's what I was talking about earlier. It's getting GeoNet over the Solana, not Demo. GeoNet over Solana. I haven't messed with it yet. I keep saying I'm going to do a video on it. That's on my list of videos to do this weekend, along with Silencio's new deal and Chirp's new deal. And I got some videos lined up. But one of them will be moving GeoNet to Solana. Because right now, like all mana in the excess wallet on Polygon. So I got to figure out is, how am I moving that over? Do I got to take it from Exodus and move it over back to GeoNet? Let me curious. So, all right, boys and girls, I appreciate all support. Make sure you're make sure that you are in my Discord, please. Make sure you hit the like button before you leave out. Make sure you subscribe. My subscribers are going up again after I did that video yesterday. I pushed it out to a lot of places and apparently it's paid off. But T.O. says, don't mention crypto, just all about watching airplanes go by, even cigarette. No. That was a thought, but you know, if he's a real big ham guy, like I think this guy is, I think he's gonna know about flight aware and stuff. But I don't know yet. I don't know how I'm gonna handle it. I don't know yet. We're just in negotiations. So we'll see. Have you had I'll talk about Nubla tonight. No, I did not. I'm supposedly getting a Nubla device. I was told early this week that I should have a Nubla device coming. So you'll know I've been trying to get into Nubla. I kept being told by another party I was getting one. And reached out to another party who said, we have one coming to you. So we'll see. And if that comes to me, then I'll give that company props and I'll be in Nubla. You know, I want to get Nubla. I've been saying I want to get Nubla. But I should just bought one in June like I wanted to. But when somebody says, no, man, don't buy one, I got one for you. You don't buy it. Let's see. Also, you know, for those who have bought stuff from Helium Deploy, make sure y'all check out that DEPIN tracker they got. I like it. Takes a little bit to set up and put your devices on and stuff like that. But you can, you know, kind of one page to see all your different DEPIN devices. And you can see, you know, if they're online, if they're working. Most of them show you what the rewards are. And some of it's kind of heartbreaking, but it's a cool deal. Make sure y'all check that out. That that if you bought something from Helium Deploy, you can get, depending on what the price was, I think you can get X amount of months for free. Then you can pay a little small monthly thing after that, or if you buy another device, I guess you can extend it. I don't know. I'm still under my free trial for right now. You missed out on the nodes. What nodes was that I missed out on? The Nubla nodes? I know they were about to. I didn't know they even went on sale. I told y'all. I always fight this inner demons of doing videos to make y'all aware of stuff versus doing videos is almost like I'm endorsing certain things, and I don't want it to be like that. But I've had many of y'all say, just do the video and just tell us, hey, I'm not getting into it, but here's the video and that kind of stuff like that. I'm big into Nubla, but I told you earlier how I feel about nodes. I just don't. I just feel dirty, if that's the word to use, because you're not getting something tangible in your hand. And even though, but even though you're getting, even though I'm big on Nubla and I'm big on that project, you can get a free Nubla with MGW310. Please use my code. But shipping on these are 10 days. Like $1,500, and I like the Nubla project. $1,500. You're gonna have to tell me what the rewards on this before I jump. Estimate ship down 5 minutes. But you're gonna have to tell me what the rewards are for these. Bogies and blockchains. Nubla versus SkyX for brothers. Posted 6 days ago. Anybody? Bogies and blockchains? Hey, y'all know I'll push other people's YouTube videos. If I think they're beneficial, I'll push them. I don't care. I got nothing to hide. I want to hear what he's got to say about this. I want to hear what he's going to say about nodes. See if he's kind of in the same boat as me. $1,500 for something I can't put my hands on without knowing what the rewards are. We'll see. You also get 8,000 points. No, I didn't notice that. I'm saving up for a Tempe collector node, but with my luck, it'll be going soon. Hey, just use my code. Please use my code. Please use my code. Tempe is one I mentioned in the video the other day. But again, I don't want to lie to y'all. I'm not familiar with it. I'm not familiar with the project. That's the one you need the Kepler browser extension for. But I'm not super familiar with it. Beamable also. That's when you got KYC for. But I've heard people talk about Beamable. I've heard people talk about Tempe. I haven't really dug. I don't have time. I haven't really dug that deep into them, but I have heard people talk about them. We'll see. You just buy it on dashboard. Looks like you can't. Most of the show was about Dupla. Milkman, but when you say the setup, you had all kinds of problems with the dashboard, with staking vet tokens and all that goofy stuff like that. Like, you're not talking about the actual physical setup of the device. That's rather easy, if I'm not mistaken. Which I have no idea where I'm gonna put it at, because I got 2 weather stations in my backyard now, my Davis that I've had for years and a Weather XM. And then at my office, I have like 4 stations, Weather XM, Davis, Weather Bug, and whatever one I told you about during the last live. Do I need a 5th weather station there? But I need it somewhere where I have Wi-Fi. So I don't know yet. I'll cross that bridge when it finally comes and hits my door. Need some technology for Linux for nodes. Not the most new user friendly. Yeah, I figured that. But all right, boys and girls, I haven't eaten because I came straight from the gym. Didn't even change shirts. So it's 9 o'clock at night, as if that's the most healthiest time to go eat. I've had my sprinkler running on my hybrid Bermuda in the front yard. It's probably drowning now, but probably not because it's been so hot. We haven't had rain here in probably at the very least 3 weeks. So, almost drought. But thank y'all for all the support as usual. Thank y'all for joining. Thank y'all for subscribing. Thank y'all for liking the video. Thank y'all for being in the Discord. I appreciate all the support as usual. And for y'all having my back and everything else. And the loyal people who are always here, who are always in this Discord. I don't want to name names because I would hate to always on this YouTube live. I would hate to just miss somebody's name. But I really, really appreciate all y'all that leave comments on the YouTube. It helps on all my videos and stuff like that. I can't tell you how much it means to me. I've always said I'd never in my wildest dream 3 years ago imagine I'd get to this level. Look, I know there's way bigger YouTube channels than me, but I still never thought somebody would listen to an old grumpy guy ramble on for an hour on videos. But I appreciate it. I thank y'all very much for everything. Hope y'all have a blessed weekend. Enjoy life. Go out, touch some grass. Not the grass project, like real grass. For us, it's too hot to go out there and touch grass. But thank y'all again, seriously. And, I appreciate everything, seriously. So thank y'all very much and see y'all in the next video.